So we are steamrolling to the release of all of the information regarding the reveal of Modern Warfare 2 and even the game itself. In fact, the game is looking to be revealed in less than a month, and from what we understand, is going to be taking place either around June 6th or June 8th, and there should be some sort of massive worldwide reveal, not only showing off the trailer and everything, but I also expect a lot of like in-game events to take place as well. Call of Duty just had their Godzilla and King Kong event take place in Warzone, so if that's going to be going down, then there is literally no way on planet Earth that they don't do some kind of massive event in Warzone for the release of this next game. But we have a lot to talk about today in terms of the reveal, even playing the alpha, and when you can get your hands on that potentially, and even new information about the DMZ mode, multiplayer, and plenty of other stuff. So it's gonna be a lot to unpack today, so I hope you guys are ready. Just want to mention this really quick. Recently, I had some life events take place that have completely decimated some of my stable income. So if you guys want to support the content or just enjoy this and would like to, obviously don't ever feel pressured. But if you want to, you can become a channel member and help support it. I'm working on some really excellent perks for people that do become channel members, and I'll be talking about that very shortly. But it's just a great way, if you're able to help support the channel directly in the content. But again, please don't ever feel pressured or obligated. So anyways, let's get into this. So June happens to actually be a very big month for video games in general, not just COD, but a lot of reveals and announcements are taking place specifically in the early part of the month, and it looks like Call of Duty is going to be located somewhere in there. It's gonna be around June 6th or June 8th. If it's not exactly one of those days, it's still gonna be early June. That's literally what it's scheduled for, but the exact date is still sort of up for debate. However, we will be seeing Call of Duty's worldwide reveal within the next month, and it's crazy because we usually haven't seen the actual game. Like they usually don't reveal things this early unless they're absolutely confident about the game or they're trying to shove the previous one under the rug, which is clearly the case with Vanguard. So again, in this case, I'm not surprised, nor can I really blame them. As far as what to expect for a worldwide reveal, obviously a trailer, that's a given, but I also do expect, like I said, some in-game events to take place as well. Don't know any details on this specifically, but I would be looking out to Warzone, and possibly even they'll do something in Modern Warfare 2019 in order to promote that as well. A lot of people have been going back, including myself, to play this recently, and I'm sure they're going to do stuff in Vanguard to promote it too, but I expect primarily that this, let's say, in-game event stuff is going to take place in Warzone, although there is a chance that we see some stuff in other CODs. Now, let's talk a little bit about the alpha or beta that will likely be playable after the worldwide reveal and what that will look like. Now, there is some changes with exclusivity that's come around, so as I'm sure many of you are aware about the Activision and Microsoft acquisition deal. Now, if this had taken place earlier, I would have told you that it's most likely we're going to have some kind of alpha or beta exclusively first on Xbox, but I'm not sure what deals are legally in effect right now to make that the case, so I don't think it's going to be an Xbox exclusive, at least for an alpha or anything, and I don't think the same would go for PlayStation. Now, for Modern Warfare 2019, that's when a different deal was in effect, and that's when Sony did had exclusive rights for COD at that point. So remember, one of our first tastes of the game for MW 2019 was the Gunfight Alpha that was PlayStation exclusive for I think like a week or something. It may have been longer, I don't quite remember, but it was a small portion of the game that was to PlayStation only, and I honestly don't expect them to do any exclusivity to that extent this time around. It's possible that there just isn't exclusivity for any alpha or beta that they do, which would be an interesting play and something we actually haven't seen out of Call of Duty for a while, but I guarantee you they'll be announcing what that situation is after the reveal, which again will be taking place sometime very early next month. And just to try and specify what would be in a potential alpha or beta, I'm not sure if we're 100% on if Gunfight is returning, although because it was such a massive success in Modern Warfare 2019, and they had it in Cold War as well, I feel like there's no shot that they don't have Gunfight in MW2. So maybe there will be like another Gunfight alpha or beta, but again, we'll find out after the reveal. So if you saw my previous Modern Warfare video a couple of weeks ago, this was before we had information regarding the new movement system, but we actually have a few more details that clarify this to some degree. Now, we thought that maybe they were just going to be completely reverting COD's movement and getting rid of all of the interesting tech that was available in MW 2019, and it is different in Modern Warfare 2, but apparently slide canceling and just the slide mechanics in general are still returning, and you can do all that stuff, but there is a new mechanic involved apparently in fundamental movement, which is very fascinating to me, and to me personally is good news because it's one of the things that helps give MW 2019 an identity and sets it apart and creates a real degree of a skill gap in this game. And so I'm interested to see what this new movement mechanic might be. I just gotta wonder if it's part of fundamental player movement. I almost wonder if it's like the ability to roll while prone, something like that. And I'm not sure if Call of Duty would go that far as to make that a mechanic, and specifically something like arena multiplayer, but I could absolutely see that being maybe a feature in like DMZ mode or even Warzone 2. That is very speculative, granted, but it's certainly a possibility. Obviously, proning is really only useful in COD when it comes to like drop shotting or other techniques like that, but otherwise, we could see this maybe have different implementations if done right. So personally, this is some of the best news to me because I love when Call of Duty has like a lot of depth to its movement system. That's just one of the things that really makes me enjoy playing the game. And if it's anything like maybe what we're thinking, if you guys have any other suggestions of what this fundamental addition or this added mechanic on top of, let's say, the base fundamentals of Modern Warfare 2019's movement, I would love to hear your theories. I genuinely want to know what you guys think. Now, let's quickly shift over to some more details on the DMZ mode, and this is the big mystery mark on MW2. In Modern Warfare 2019, obviously, we had campaign, we had traditional multiplayer. Warzone was like, it's sort of off in its own direction, but it's still part of Modern Warfare, I would say. And then also Spec Ops mode, which literally nobody played. It was actually very subpar for a, let's say, Infinity Ward project in this game. But Modern Warfare 2 is going to have a lot of modes. Obviously, campaign, multiplayer, DMZ, Warzone 2, and I'm not sure if there is going to be a Spec Ops mode. At this point, I kind of doubt it if they're going to be using these resources to make this DMZ extraction mode. So that being said, we have some more details about how this works. Obviously, this is a very Tarkov-like mode where you need to go in, get loot, basically, and extract, do missions, and survive, that sort of thing. But also, we now know that this mode is going to have dynamic and, let's say, adjustable time and weather. According to people that have seen it, it's very comparable to how Red Dead Redemption 2's like day and night cycles work, which is extraordinarily interesting. I know some games do it in real time, but I don't think it would be available for COD. Like, for example, if it were 6 p.m. your time locally, it would be 6 p.m. in-game. And I know a lot of games do operate on that system, but because multiplayer, or let's say this DMZ mode would have, tons of people from all different regions and time zones in a single game, then I don't think that would be realistic for everybody. But it is an interesting concept, and I'm not sure how they're going to handle that, but we'll see. It's going to have some interesting day and night cycles and even weather, which obviously they've played a little bit with in Warzone, and I'm sure that they've been, testing that tech for this DMZ mode as well. As it relates to the new movement system, I also have to wonder if this new mechanic is somehow fundamental to how DMZ operates, but if it is still compatible with the rest of the game, like multiplayer campaign and stuff, or even Warzone 2, then I'm completely fine with it. But I am still a little bit speculative on what that movement mechanic is. A lot of people have been saying that the super sprinting mechanic is going to get removed in MW2. However, it doesn't look like this is true. Super sprinting, or I guess the tac sprint, should still be a thing in that game, but there's something else on top of all of that stuff we already have, which again is good news. It's just hard to really speculate about what it is. Now let's talk about some returning maps and weapons. From what we understand, it looks like the likes of Favela and even High Rise are finally going to be returning in MW2. Interestingly, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they did a High Rise remake in Advanced Warfare, because I was thinking about it. I was like, they never remade this map, have they? But I forgot about the one they made in AW. It was kind of different in a lot of ways, didn't really feel like High Rise, and I think a lot of that has to do with the jetpack movement, like completely shattered a lot of the flow of that map. But if it's more classic movement, or at least compared to what Advanced Warfare had, then I can see High Rise playing extremely well in this new system. And not to mention, Favela would play great, I think, in current COD. The way these maps feel and play depend greatly on how, the pace of the game is set. So apparently, the overall movement speed and, let's say, pacing of the matches are faster than Modern Warfare 2019, and let's say the fundamental movement's faster than that game, but not quite as fast as Vanguard. Not really sure how the new movement mechanic interfaces in that, but apparently this has been a never before seen mechanic in COD, so it doesn't seem like it's just sliding, it doesn't seem like it's a dolphin dive or whatever, I don't know, but this does affect the pacing and make it slower than Vanguard, but quicker than MW 2019, so we'll see how the pacing plays for this. I think Modern Warfare 2019 is actually excellently paced, but, you know, I think it also could do with being a little faster. I think it all depends on the context of the game. Now, at the moment, we don't have a huge list of confirmed weapons for the game, but what we do have is a confirmation of a couple of classics and fan favorites that will be returning to this game. And so the ACR assault rifle, which is one that everybody loved from classic MW2, does seem that it's making another appearance in this game, but it's obviously going to be probably a lot more customizable than it was in the original, considering what they do with the attachment system. We'll wait and see on that, but also the intervention does look like it's making a return as well, according to people that have seen or played the game. If you ask me, I think we're going to be playing this game a lot sooner than we think, because again, Vanguard is looking to only have 5 seasons, and so there's a massive gap in terms of COD content that they've got to fill somehow, and it's 100% going to be with MW2 stuff. So I believe that we're going to be playing the alpha and potentially the beta shortly after the reveal, which again will be taking place early next month, and I'll be keeping you guys updated on everything that's happening with that. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, that'd be great, and drop a like if you guys are excited for MW2. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I don't want to waste any more of your time. I appreciate your time and thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you all in the next stream or the next video. Take it easy. I'm gonna go, and peace out.